Hi church, once again it's our Missions Emphasis Month and we are going to be taking up our first priority pledge today. As you know church, Acts has been committed to giving towards missions ever since we started, and through our missions pledge we have been able to support various missions organizations in their efforts to reach the lost, to reach the community in places that you and I could never go. And we're also committed to church planting and meeting different needs within this nation and nations beyond. Here is a brief report of what we've been involved in the last 6 months.
We have targeted a total of 500,000 to sow into our missions initiative for the past 6 months. For our church planting efforts, we have invested into our different church plants in Malaysia and beyond. We have invested a total of 143,000 for the needs of ex-Botswana, and we have seen 13 rededications and 10 salvations. For ex-Jakarta, we have given a total of 13,000 ringgit into the work in Jakarta since their launch on the 14th of May 2012. We have also continued to invest in ex-Singapore with a total of 3,500 ringgit for their different ministry needs. For ex-Nilai and ex-Cyberjaya, we have invested a total of more than 43,000 and 38,000 ringgit respectively as our usual commitment to their ministry needs. And in the past 6 months, we have seen a total of 87 newcomers, 4 rededications and 1 salvation for ex-Nilai, and 141 newcomers, 13 rededications and 3 salvations for ex-Cyberjaya. We have invested a total of more than 39,000 ringgit into the latest addition to the X family, X Ampang, for their startup costs, and so far we have seen a total of 3 rededications and 4 salvations since its launch in May 2012. We have also made an initial investment for the hall rental of the next 6 months of our new church plant in PJ with a total of 1,700 ringgit. Internationally, we have also been supporting different individuals and ministries, namely Pastor Kumar in India with a total of 1,800 ringgit, and our church in Palawan, Philippines with a total of 13,500 ringgit as financial support and also to help fund their new premises. We have also invested 51,800 ringgit to the different missions organizations and NGOs which we are partnering with. For our Rural Development Program, we have to date sent out a total of 42 people to the different villages that we are involved in this year. We have sold a total of 16,000 ringgit towards this program. For X-Community, we have sent out a total of 83 volunteers to teach in our community centres in Angsana and Goodyear Court 2, and also to champion our Kampung Muhibah reading program and futsal program. We have invested 3,000 ringgit to the different needs of X-Community. We are also involved in 2 very important movements which God has led us to facilitate. A total of 33,000 ringgit was sold into the Revolution Movement and 5,000 ringgit was given to the Dream Malaysia Pastors Summit, which was our contribution to the vision of Dream Malaysia. We have invested a total of 8,000 ringgit for the miscellaneous needs and opportunities which have come up in the last 6 months. We have invested a total of more than 400,000 ringgit to all our mission initiatives. For our collection, a total of 700,000 ringgit was pledged, and so far 387,000 ringgit was fulfilled to date.
The vision that God has laid on our hearts in Acts is to plant 1,000 churches with 1,000 people. And with this focus in mind, we are just praying and looking forward to see where God is leading us to plant or to partner a church. Currently, we have 4 churches that we have either partnered or planted in 4 different nations. We have ex-Botswana, ex-Jakarta, ex-Philippines, and ex-Singapore. And right here on our very home ground, Malaysia, we are running 7 services at different meeting points. Our next service plan is going to be happening at Petaling Jaya. XPJ will be launched in September and we're going to be right there. So we'll see you as you make some invitations to get your friends over. Looking forward, we're also praying through to see our church planted even in nations such as Europe, London, India, and maybe even running a Myanmar service right here in X Central. So church, gear up for this. Start praying, start giving, and even get ready to go when the challenge comes forth. I'm standing right here at a community center in Kampong Pandan. And this is something that we want to be able to get involved with just to help the children here and the families. We at ACTS are constantly looking for opportunities to be involved with our community, especially the urban poor. We want to be able to reach out to families and especially children to give them a better future so that they can look forward to something. And that's what ACTS is committed to. That's what you, I believe, are committed to do as well. There are 5 causes that our community arm is committed to. Firstly, the underprivileged children. Secondly, to provide education for children as well. Thirdly, healthcare for the poor. Fourthly, sustainability. And fifthly, justice. We're looking forward to do more. Some of the projects will be mainly giving tuition to these children, giving them coaching so that they can have a better future, to be able to learn English, to do their maths well, to do different subjects. They just need a little help and they're going to go a long way. We're also committed to a feeding program if possible. That's why we have the food bank. So you know what, church, don't just wait for Christmas to give in your canned foods or your provisions. Any time of the year is a good time to just bring on any of the food stuff that we can bless the communities that are in need around us. There's even the possibility of us working among the refugees for the Somali group and other communities within our Klang Valley. We're constantly looking for opportunities. And you know what can we say, church? God has given us the ability. So just challenging you and I, my own heart as well, to really just have a heart for the people around us. As Jesus said, for as many as we do it to the littlest that we do it unto Him. So church, I hope that you've been inspired and encouraged through our stories and through the testimonies of all that has happened in the last 6 months. 3 things that you and I could do. Firstly, pray. You know, all of us can pray. You can pray for doors to be opened for nations. You could pray even out of the 5 causes that I mentioned earlier and how we can penetrate our community right here in the Klang Valley. Secondly, you could go. There'll be an opportunity for you to join us to visit any one of our church plants or even a new work, whether it be local or overseas. So look out for these, sign up booths and just sign up. Maybe even go for your RDP trip. We are committed to Pulau Ketam and to Johor, and who knows what else is going to come out next. And of course, thirdly, all of us can do is we can give. We can give towards our missions efforts. Your giving is going to help somebody have a little bit more freedom from their difficulties. Your giving is going to send someone out to the field or support someone who's right there. As you give, church, you are partnering with God for something much bigger than yourselves, and you're going to rejoice at the end of the day when you see lives transformed and changed, nations that are transformed and changed just because you were able to give a portion of what you have worked so hard for. So church, just as you pray and as you hold these cards, pledge cards in your hands, begin to just sense God's heart to give towards world missions. It is such a blessing to do life together, not only with each other, but also with the plans that God has through ACTS Church. God bless you as you give. Our missions pledge target is Ringgit Malaysia 350,000 for the next 6 months. This will help us with our budgeting towards the provision for our church plants, our community work, rural development programs, and other missions organizations.